Okay, good evening. It being after 6 p.m., I will call this Tuesday, March 30th meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. If you please join me in saluting the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. So, first order of business is approval of the minutes from February 16th. Entertain a motion.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Second, on to approval of warrants. I'll entertain a motion to approve payroll warrant number 20 for $333,531.12. School warrant number 1049 for $127,126.16, and general warrant number 1050 for $302,095.73.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of CARES Act funds?
We don't have any.
All right. Reserve fund requests?
I have one from the town clerk.
So what is this for now? Coming from... Oh, looking for reserve funds from the Finance Committee?
Yes.
For postage?
Yep.
Oh, and the Finance Committee already approved it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll entertain a motion to approve $1,000? Yeah, $1,000 from the Finance Committee's reserve account to town clerk postage.
So moved. Second. Is that the same one that we got here?
Yes, just a copy of it. Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then, request to expend funds from rail trail, water, and highway.
Yeah, you should have copies of, I think, mostly everything. I got a couple more in today from the collector. I don't know if I put the collector. That's the one from the collector.
Oh, this is because we put that freeze on?
Yeah, so everyone's wanting to spend money.
So, town collector wants to spend $3,000 for postage and $1,000 to advertise 8 properties into tax title. Is that something they can hold off on for a couple of months? What's the urgency? Do we know?
I don't know. No, I know the next bill. I'm not sure. I can ask her.
Yeah, see if you can ask her to hold off until June, like the first week of June.
Okay.
For
We'll
the
see
tax
if-
title ones?
Hmm?
For the tax title ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's the advertising for them, and I mean, there's no, we just don't have the
Yep.
revenue now from the taxes coming in.
Yep.
So it's kind of like a cash flow problem at the moment. So coming into June, we'll have
Be in a better position.
have the revenue, I think, to spend it. So
Okay.
see if there's an exigency and she needs it by a certain date because of some statute or requirement, then we'll have to revisit it next time. But
Okay.
if not, ask her if she could wait till June.
And then I put copies in your folder, but the water department. She needs $600 to $800 for what's it say? There's a report due at the end of June to DEP. She has to purchase postcard stamps and postcards and mailed to the water customers. She said it's about $600 to $800, and they have plenty in their office supplies line item.
That's for the water department?
Yeah.
Well, they're an enterprise fund.
Okay.
They don't hit the general budget, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay,
So they can, water department and sewer.
sewer, okay.
To the extent that if it's gonna hit the general budget for whatever reason,
Then they need
No,
approval, but if they have it, okay.
Yep.
And then there was a list of stuff from highway, which I just kind of threw it on there last, because I just got that.
yeah, that's gonna be discussed by the finance committee.
And then the rail trail. Money for installing pedestrian gates at the road crossings, about $1,300.
From the rail trail thing?
Yep.
Is it ready to go now, or
Huh?
is that ready to go now, or?
Painting them now. I have half of them painted. So we gotta get them in the ground.
Yep, and what do we got from?
They're all paid for. The gates are paid for.
Mm-hmm.
But I need to buy the concrete, pressure treated lumber, and the
There's enough
padlocks.
in that line item to cover it.
Yeah.
Cover the $1,300. I don't know if you want to or not, but.
Yeah, I mean,
Otherwise, it's gonna come out of my pocket.
no, that's fine, and that's to keep ATVs off of there, right, because they're starting to really
Yep.
trash the place.
Yep.
So, what are your thoughts?
I don't see why not.
All right, motion?
Can I do it where it's my,
I don't think we should.
It's your what?
it's my request?
Motion up.
It's
your
the rail,
request.
well, to get it to spend.
Yeah, but you didn't spend money and look for money to replace
No,
money you
no,
spent, right?
Nope.
Yeah, so you can make the motion, I don't care, Jason can make the motion. I'll make the motion if you want.
A motion to approve the request.
Yeah,
So moved.
second. You want a second it then?
Second, yeah.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Good.
Thank you.
Anything else?
When we switched telephone systems to TPX, the highway, the alarm lines got disconnected, and they need to get switched over to TPX, and we need approval to do that. So I think that Troy is gonna do that, and it's like $108.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. And I think that'll come out of CARES Act if we have it, because that was part of that whole TPX conversion was part of CARES Act money anyway, so.
Mhm.
I'll check. And then, the town beach committee is wondering if they can, do the porta potties. It's like $250 a month. I guess East Brookfield wants them to order them now.
Yeah, but we're not gonna pay for them now, right? Do you pay for them when you order them, or do you pay for
You
them?
pay for them when you order them.
Yeah, that's a yearly thing, that's our
So that's good.
obligation, I think.
Okay.
So they're good on that? On the porta potties?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they got money in that,
Yep.
and that's small money.
Okay, that was it.
That was it?
Yep.
All right, moving on. We have no old business. Is there any old business that you guys know about?
John?
John?
You mean I'm the old business? or-
Exactly, yeah.
We're all good.
All right. So, new business. We have the Friends of the Townhouse requesting to speak.
Yes.
Floor, you?
indeed. I'm actually going to come up and run the little slideshow presentation. We're going to do a dog and pony show for you.
All right.
Okay, to talk from here.
We have, just before you get started, we have an executive session scheduled for 6:30, so, not that I'm gonna put
15
it.
minutes.
How much?
15 at the most.
At the most. Okay.
We're running long.
Talk
Cut it
fast.
short.
Yep.
Okay.
So you guys know me, I'm Jim Buzzell, president of the Friends of the Townhouse. We want to thank you for allowing us to come here and give you an update. We have a core group of our Friends membership, maybe 7 or 8 of us that have done a ton of work over the last year. A lot of volunteer hours, weekly Zoom meetings. Not a day goes by I don't get an email from one of my friends here. So we've been busy. We're very proud of where we are right now. I've been on the board of the Friends for 8 years, and I've never before felt as good as I do right now about how we're positioned with our project. So having said that, we also recognize that you know, it's great for us to know what we're doing, but we're not doing this in a vacuum. We need the support of the selectmen and of the townspeople for that matter. So time to give an update and let you know where we are.
Okay.
So the second slide we have up there is sort of our focal statements that keep us focused and from getting off track, which would be very easy to do if we didn't rein ourselves back in. The mission statement has been in place for a long time. The vision statement was tweaked a couple of years ago when the Downtown Development Committee was added, and you know, the effort was expanded to include all of downtown in this revitalization. We realized that our project is just the one building, but we want to work with Downtown Development Committee and are hoping that you know, everything feeds off of everything else. So the other three statements, place, in purpose and programming, again, keep us on track with what our mission is, what we want to do with this project, and again, we're real happy with where we are.
So with the help, we've had so many different organizations that have been helping us kind of figure out what to do and how to do it best. And we were actually given a research person from one of our partner organizations, the Architectural Heritage Foundation, and she led us through this process of doing a really deep dive on what other rural communities all over the country have done with buildings that are like ours to really stimulate the economy and bring the community together. So we looked at well over 50 case studies from different areas all over the state and came up with the plan on the plan that we're working on going forward. I'm so nervous.
It's just us, don't we?
So on this, what we really, I'm going to kind of amend what Jim said just a minute ago and say I'm the newest member of this group. And I'm pretty surprised at all the things that they do, but they are absolutely horrible about bragging and telling anybody what they're doing. So I think a lot of people think things aren't happening, and so much is happening. They just don't toot their own horn. And so part of my marketing background is kind of forcing them to brag a little bit. So a lot's been happening. We've got the 900,000 in state tax credits. I won't bother reading through. We've created the program, again, based on those case studies of what sort of the purpose of the building is going to be, and we'll tell you about that in a minute. We built a brand new website, which was $10,000 value. We were able to get donated, and it's pretty robust. And we have a community member who is now going to take on the task of keeping it updated as a living, breathing document. We're going to have some banners going up really soon that talk about some of the programming starting, and we've established strategic partnerships which include either services or funding from all those organizations and a number of others that you'll see down the line.
So, not to spend too much time recapping what's been done in the past, I think you guys are fairly familiar with that. And Friends certainly can't take credit for all the items that have been done to work on the building in the past. There have been insurance monies used and grants, and Jeff Samuelson doing all that great work on the bell tower. The bottom line to me boils down to two things. Number one, all those efforts were made because there's a lot of people that care about that building, and in the past and still do. And secondly, we know it's structurally sound, watertight, and the soil is clean now. So with the feasibility study and some of the other groundwork we've been laying in the past year, we feel like this building is ready for action, ready to both our place and our purpose. If you go back just a second, Bonnie, I don't know if you guys have seen the architectural feasibility study drawings that were done. That's the Great Hall right there. So we've got it laid out for the stage and the dressing room and the seating area. The elevator shaft is there. Go ahead to the next slide now. And then down on the first floor and ground floor, again, plans that aren't set in stone. Down in the basement, there's a proposed restaurant with a singer stage there, and some various office spaces and whatnot that you can see. Again, the space has been laid out, and we feel like we're ready for next steps.
So this is sort of the result of all the case studies that we looked at. And this is sort of like the foundation of what the building's identity would be. And it's ROAR, which stands for, we kind of made that up, it's kind of clever, Rural Opportunity Through Art and Restoration. And the idea is that there's a whole bunch of activities that would go on in the building, and I'm going to be bold and say will go on in the building. Things like the Great Hall will have performances that, due to the relationship with other entertainment companies in town, and creating a coalition with other smaller theaters that are in all these communities around, we'll be able to attract regional and national talent to go on a tour through these theaters. There's really exciting things happening. So in that Great Hall, we can have music performances, we can have high-level plays, spoken word things, dance troupes coming in, and we've got an actual method for attracting those. You say, oh sure, how are you going to get them in North Brookfield? Our partnership with Berkeley Conservatory, Berkeley College of Music, and with my company, Longview, never mind the countless creative people in the region, we'll be able to have some stunning performances up there, which will draw people into the community to spend money in a lot of the other shops and businesses around. So that's one of the big things about having these sort of tourist places, is that they found over and over in rural communities that when you have something like that that draws people in, it lifts all the boats in the community. But then in addition, we want to have space for the local creative people. And I need to take just a quick minute. I keep looking over because one of the ladies will go like this when I talk too much, because I do talk too much. But art, what is art? Art isn't just like painting, dancing, theater. We had a meeting with the folks over here at Vibram, and they were really interested more because they wanted to have a shoemaking thing, because they feel like, and it's true, that's a real art form, what they do, and they want to be able to have an opportunity to teach that and to have it made available. Woodworking is art. Robotics is art. Anything that requires out-of-the-box thinking or creativity is considered art. So we would also have in the building maker spaces where people can, for a period of time, let's say 2 months, have a space where they can give master classes on whatever their art form is. Could be jewelry making, it could be computer programming. They can have, people can sign up to have a 2-month block of time where they can offer master classes, sell their wares, whatever, will really stimulate and kind of coalesce this huge creative sort of underbelly to our community. There's so many people who make so many things. We want to provide the space for them. But then also be able to do programs like Cool Kids Choir that ran for 20 years in North Brookfield, and thousands and thousands, literally thousands and thousands of kids went through that program over 20 years and were really impacted by it. We are going to be starting some pilot programming actually this spring in a temporary space, probably the senior center, where we'll be doing some of these programs just to get the ball rolling. So, Eva.
Okay, now I'll take my mask off because I can't see anything without with the mask on and that. So what you see up here on this slide represents accomplishments of this group over the years. And I've got to tell you, I joined the group maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago now. And they are an incredible group that are dedicated and they're a hard-working team. So for more than 15 years, they've watched over the townhouse dealing with unexpected problems and repairs. And they never lost sight of the idea of restoring the townhouse as the center of everything. When we had the May Festival a couple of years ago before the pandemic, that was probably a highlight. Actually, so many people showed up there and talked about their memories of that hall. And I think that's what we would love to see happen again. And so if you looked at that, there's so many grants on there, but down at the end, you're going to notice that in the past 3 years, like Jim was saying, he feels so good about it. I feel good about it too, because we've done so much. There's an uptick in activity and also in receiving grants. And I think it was due to the fact that simultaneously 3 things happened. The Mass Cultural Council awarded us the feasibility study. And they told us at that point, you're in the pipeline now to receive other grant monies. So that was exciting because we knew we had a future in the grant system. The second thing was that Jim invited Bonnie to join us, and she had Longview Entertainment. When we go to the state looking for grants and they hear Longview Entertainment, they remember the Rolling Stones and they can't believe it's in our small community. So then the third thing was that we got Architectural Heritage Foundation, which came in, and we got these amazing people who know how to write, who know how to go after grants. They're very professional and they've been guiding us. So the convergence of those 3 things has put us in a place to get grants that we might not have gotten because we have a unique situation. Then recently, Mass Development, now this is where Dale you actually made this happen because you put your name on the grant, and we've gotten this joint grant to come through for the technical assistance panel to come to North Brookfield. We were awarded from what we did together. This isn't a friends thing. This ended up being a joint effort. So here, 5 to 8 experts from Mass Development and Urban Land Institute will come to North Brookfield at the end of May, beginning of June, to meet with town officials, stakeholders, and finally they'll present findings and recommendations in a public webinar, so everybody in town can see what they've seen in their eyes, and they'll just be telling us what they think could happen in the downtown development area and with the townhouse as a focal point. Lastly, the CMRPC had asked Marilyn and I to start writing for the community One Stop, and we started to do this, and anybody who doesn't know what the community One Stop is, it's like one-stop shopping from the state. So they're sending us, through a letter that we wrote, an expression of interest, to the places in the state where there's money available for the initiatives that we as a town provide. So the first initiative was the townhouse, and a second was for the possibility of a town planner, and of course they've already given us their results, and I will send that result to you, Ashley, and you can look at it to see what they've said about the results. And so now we're working on the townhouse, and that is an opportunity for $2 million, up to $2 million. So if we get that application in and receive that money, that would be exciting. And that is the end of what I have to say. Thank you for your time and what you do for the town.
You just hit on something so important, and we have to underscore it with just one quick sentence, and that is that it's everybody working together. The painting that you've organized, Dale, the support that you've given, the the chief's wife, Erin, her support, everybody is sort of pulling in the same direction, and I think that's when magic happens. Maureen?
And now it's my turn, and I'm just going to, and I also want to thank Mr. Petrides because he's devoted to the arts. He's been very vocal in the past about bringing the arts to North Brookfield. And so everybody has had an interest, and everyone wants to see it happen. These are the logos of the people that have been behind us to this point and have helped us to make things happen. As you can see, we've got a lot of people on board. We have a partnership with WPI and Clark University now. They're going to be assigning us an intern to work this summer in the area of technology. FlexCon, Vibrant, the town of North Brookfield, there we are, strong as ever, wanting to get this done. Berkeley, phenomenal. When people hear we got Berkeley School of Music ready to roll, they're like, wow. So, and I think, is that the VFW down there?
There's the Legion.
The Legion, right?
Yeah.
The Legion, I mean, people are coming out of the woodwork to support us financially, emotionally, physically, to get this thing done. And I think it's just important to visually see that. And there's more to come. We haven't put everybody up there yet. There's more to come, so we're going to need a bigger screen. So, on that note, as you can see, we've gone a long way. We've gone a long way. We've done a lot of things. We're heading forward. Watch out, here we come. I want to say thank you to the Selectmen for providing us with this opportunity to present you this manner, all this that's gone on. But before we take some questions from you, I just want to make sure that the Selectmen, we've done our job. Mr. Tripp, do we understand do you understand, Mr. Kiley? Did we do our job in explaining you, keeping things up to date? Mr. Petrides?
Yeah.
Okay, we really wanted to make our hard-fought effort tonight to make sure we're bringing you up to date, showing what we're doing, showing where we're going, and showing you the people that are behind us and the organizations now that are hearing about North Brookfield and are excited. So, on that note, we'll take questions.
We're gonna have to get her. It's just.
Yeah, no, I don't really have any questions,
Keep going.
other than where we're gonna park everybody.
Won't that be a wonderful
We'll figure that
problem?
That's a good problem. I just want to say, John, we thank you for doing the painting of the house. It's our house, and you gave your best to the whole thing.
Well, I like to keep it going, but
We've got the paint.
We've got the paint. We got the paint.
We gotta get the hands to work.
We've got the paint ready to go, so we paid for that. We'll feed them again. We fed them last time. We'll feed them again.
I did some last year, the red on that side bothers me to no end. I want it white. So I've been whitewashing it a little bit when the weather was good before it turned bad, but
Well, maybe that's something we can figure out how to, because everyone keeps asking us when that side's going to be painted, and we go,
Well, this spring it will be.
yeah.
We'll get it done.
we'll get it done.
Spring, once the weather is continually nice and stuff like
there were
that.
only two of us last year.
Oh,
No.
Patrick Gustafson and myself were up in the lift. There were only two of us. We were working till 8:30 at night. And I had asked some people to come and help us clean up, and I got no response, so we actually did it with flashlights, sweeping the ground and whatnot. But we had two other guys that would come occasionally, Jack McClintock and Brandon came for that side, but I mean, can't do it without the help.
And the prisoners.
Well, the first year I had them for 1 week. I had 4 guys, and I had them there for 7 weeks. Because I kept pinching the guy at the sheriff's department. I said, boy, they're doing such a nice job, can we get them another week? Can we get them another week? And I had them for 7 weeks because I kept begging the guy. And he sent almost the same 4 guys out
yeah, they did.
for that time.
Can you pinch them again?
Well, last year we got one guy for 4 days. That's all they could afford.
But we should be able to reach everything with your little bucket now.
On this
right?
side, sure, but you got the whole back side, the whole west side.
Oh,
You
yeah,
need a lift because it's 40 feet high.
yeah. I mean, we can finish this side, I think,
Yeah.
with
Yes.
Some of it,
your
you
bucket.
know,
I think we're gonna be able to attract more people to help too. We're gonna do a better job of letting everybody know what's happening there.
Everybody wants to paint, it's the scraping that is the hard part.
Yeah.
Nobody, I couldn't get anybody to scrape. Patrick and I were up there, we took it right down to the wood.
Yeah.
And then, you know, painting is easy, I can get 50 people to paint. That's not the hard part, it's the scraping.
Well, let's finish this side, because that's all scraped. All we gotta do is,
It's not, we scrape to where we finished painting. The bottom half isn't.
on the,
scraped.
on the, on the Summer Street side?
Yeah, go look at it. We went right down to the window sills.
Oh. Because
At the time, we were
I
up
did
there
from the
freezing.
ground, I did from the ground to the, where
Bottom
I could
sill.
reach with a ladder.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, the whole,
So everything between that's not scraped yet?
yep,
Okay.
and that's half the battle, well, that's 3/4 of the battle scraping.
All right, well.
Well,
we'll
the
have to-
whole state's looking at us now in a good way, like they're really, really supportive in all the big state organizations. And we are gonna make a better job of squawking about it, so I bet we'll be able to entice more townspeople into helping.
Now, are you guys looped in with the historical
That-
commission people that are, because Mary signed something that
Well,
obligated
this
us?
is, I can just talk to you a little bit about it because I've been going to Ashley and now I've been talking to John Kuchar.
Okay,
And John was here and knows what happened and he says there is room for wiggling.
okay, good.
But he's got to twist some arms and he said one of the fellas, actually he just died, so that's a good thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but it is better for him too, I guess.
Now, if I said that,
I don't know if this is going to be on the air somewhere. I've done
It
it
is.
again, oh God.
You know what they say about women on a mission?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think John Kuchar and I are going to go on some missions.
Nice. All right, well, as long as we're good.
I hope.
Thanks for the update, I appreciate it, very informative. It's nice to see things are starting to come together.
This is next.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, in parking, we're gonna have to figure out parking, so we have performances and stuff like that.
Big time.
I mean, one of the things I was wanting to do is make this a parking lot over here for metered parking, because you get the rail trail, you know, so people could come and metered parking, and then that would feed the downtown area if we started having venue performances and stuff, that'd be great.
Yeah, we're also very thankful to Longview. I want to just publicly thank Longview for coming on board because we've needed somebody to, Bonnie's an expert in marketing and she's leading us ladies down the Drake Hill. So
And with the DDC
Thank
too
you.
downtown.
Oh, the
I mean,
DDC.
DDC, then they're gonna, the parking and all of this.
Yep.
We
But
have
I
a great
think I've
team.
ended up writing grants for the town, so I gotta tell you, I mean, that's where I'm at now because I'm working on the
I'll sign
complete
that tomorrow,
streets
Bill.
right now, so.
Right.
We're not advanced in the meeting, right?
All right, thank you so much. All
Can I real quick before we go on executive
right, what do we get?
Great job.
Appoint Brian to the town beach committee.
Okay, so next up,
You're welcome.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
I'll feed them, you bring them, I'll feed them again.
All right, Brian.
so Brian, next order of business is appointment to the town beach committee. You want to do that? Or did Tara volunteer you?
I move to appoint Brian Hayes to the town beach committee.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank
You're
you
it,
so much.
Brian.
You're it. You and
Kathy.
Kathy Crevier.
Joe
Joe
Jablonski, Kathy has talked with him and he's ready to help.
Okay, good.
So there's three.
All right, moving on. What else we got? Hurry, quick.
Don't harass the collector.
Do we have this stuff?
I don't know, do we have this service proposal and some chapter 90
Yeah, I have all that stuff.
What do we gotta do?
The service proposal here is for National Grid to do work up at the water department, the Mass State Police are putting in a tower.
Yep.
And basically you just need to sign that. They're gonna bill the Mass State Police, even though it looks like they're gonna bill us, they're not. But you need to give permission because we own the property.
Okay. So I'll entertain a motion to provide the permission they're seeking.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You had me at they're not gonna bill us.
Yeah, exactly.
I know it, I
It was
read that.
confusing when I first got it, because they had like Town of North Brookfield, Framingham, Mass. I'm like, no, that doesn't work. And then, Chapter 90 reimbursement, everything's there.
Okay. Expended. And this is for a project that we did, or is this a?
I
Two
think
trucks.
they purchased equipment.
2 trucks that were bought.
Mhm.
These must be the payments on them, right?
Oh, the payments, yeah.
Yeah.
That was pre-approved, so. I'll entertain a motion to sign authorization.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, let's see. Announcements, let me just do this real quick. From the town clerk's office, I want you to be aware that water shutoffs were mailed on Friday, March 26th. Shutoffs will begin Monday, April 12th. Payments must be by bank check or cash only. No personal checks or credit cards will be accepted. Any questions, you can call the tax collector. And it has come to my attention that the tax collector has been receiving some harassing and pretty threatening phone calls that won't be tolerated, and you will be prosecuted if it continues. So if you're late on a bill, don't take it out on the collector. It's not her fault. All right?
She said people are coming in the office too and screaming at her
Yeah,
through the window.
yeah. Well, that won't be tolerated.
And the collector will be calling the police
Yeah.
with,
She doesn't need
with
that.
future issues like that.
Let's see. Public comment period. Anybody?
Quickly, I see Ashley was kind enough to make the copies of my little spiel there on the Wolcott Woods. Did everybody get one?
Yes. They should have.
Oh, yep.
Pretty self-explanatory. You get a chance to, it's not anything pressing, so I know you're busy, so you just read through it at your leisure, but I just want to point out for John, I did on the back here, make take pictures of the markers on Slab City Road there for John, since he wasn't aware of them. Anyway, so, read it at your leisure.
Thanks, Brandon.
And this has to do with the
Thanks,
land
Brandon.
up that we're making the park up on the hill there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yep.
Just a proposal for a name, and the reasonings in there, and, like I said, I don't want to hold you up, I know you're...
Do we have a history tab on the town website page?
I believe we do.
There was a brief history, like on the,
It's not extensive, it's,
Yeah.
like just a
talks a
little,
little bit about
paragraph,
Rufus
basically.
Putnam and
Yeah.
George Cohan and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
we should look into having the, I mean, if this document exists, there's no reason why we can't just upload it on there for people.
right, I have it
Yeah.
here, so I
Yeah.
can easily put
Put
it
it
on
on the
there.
history. Anything you come across that you think is historically significant, we can just add it.
Everything's historically significant.
Yeah, I
isn't it?
mean, yeah.
Well, yeah.
No, I'm not, Jason.
It's a matter of, trying to, it's like, putting historical markers places, I mean, you could put them in every 2 feet, and we've done the ones on top of each other, this history evolves.
I don't
I don't think we're limited by
but we're going
space, so I
for
mean,
number
if
2
people
contract
wanna
negotiations.
peruse through stuff like,
Yeah.
like that kind of stuff, and
Non-union contract negotiations.
Historically.
awesome.
I said that's
Jamie's
that's kind of
up
just,
first.
All right.
I don't want to hold you up and everything.
Do you mind waiting a little bit?
Thanks, Brandon.
Okay.
All right, if there's no further business, is there anything you needed to talk about?
Nope,
Right
nope,
now?
we're good.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session for exemption number 2. We didn't list that out here.
It is non-union contract negotiations. First step is
Yeah.
Jamie, and then we'll do
Okay.
Steve Smith after.
All right, so at 6:30 and 7, we have 2 executive sessions for contract negotiations,
Exit only to adjourn.
and we will exit only to adjourn. So,
So moved.
Second.
Any
Jason.
second?
Jason Petrarch, yes.
Dale Kiley, yes.
John Tripp, yes.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good
Thanks.
night, everybody, thank you.